the power of giving carry a gold. And with this Kalista, it's a flex. You know, we've seen him play a support to great effect, so has the opportunity to put it in either situation. So we'll see what Honor Life Esports want to go, because you could go like Varus Kalista bot lane would be very threatening, and is still an option. So I think the Varus denial is good. You could even look towards like a Rel, because obviously a lot of the tank junglers target away. Rel's been super powerful, and you can put a support if you want. You can keep that flexibility open. But we'll see what direction they want to go in. They could obviously secure a jungler here, a lot of those being targeted. Well, obviously Rel is, but they could go for like the Lee Sin P that's been really good on. But it looks like they are looking at the Rel. Flexibility, obviously, Delight, very solid in the pick as well.
It's a good choice, and it's a good call from you, because you, on the side of T1, you don't really know where that's going to go, right? So you can't just go ahead and say, okay, well, we know exactly what they're playing. We're going to pick, Jhin and try to just bully the bottom lane, and then, maybe Delight pulls out something to deal with that a bit better. That's not the Rel.
Yeah, I was thinking Lee Sin Ahri would be like a solid rotation here for T1. They were toying with the Aatrox, though. Here's the thing is that I feel like so many T1 drafts have just been, we can just pick Aatrox in the first 3, and it looks like they will be following that pattern of just locking Aatrox. Now, Honor Life Esports could respond with something like the Twisted Fate now. Or anything they want to secure to have a good matchup in the top lane. They want to lean more into something tanky, the Udyr possibility, the Cassante. And it looks like they won't give the opportunity for T1 to ban away top lane picks. Actually going to go for the Jace, so another flex in theory, but I would imagine probably picking that specifically to go into the Aatrox. And considering it's a pretty short-range composition from T1, T1 want to be kiting backwards with the Aatrox and the Kalista. They want you to come into them. The Varus Jace combo, very threatening. And immediately, we see the Nico band out, which has been used very effectively when trying to gap close on these long-range picks.
Yep, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a similar style of champion also gets banned away here as number 5. For the side of Honor Life Esports, another support taken away. The Alistar from Delight has been a big one. Renata Glass also going to be denied from the side of T1, who haven't selected their support yet either.
It's a solid ban, because I do think Renata Kalista is just so strong, but also, we've seen the Renatas trying to engage. It doesn't always go too well. It would be good against the Rel, but I think T1 need to figure out how they're going to gap close onto this Jace Varus. If they just sit back and poke, it will be a problem. And the fact is, we haven't actually seen the Ahri touched, so I presume this is just Ahri for Honor Life Esports on 4. They keep the flex of the Rel alive. They could also pick up something for Delight, maybe. But I honestly think, get the support counter pick, see where this Kalista is going, see what it's paired with. And Ahri is just so strong if you're happy to put the Jace in the top lane.
And it's Zeka, and you're taking it away from Faker. Now this...
I think this is risky.
This is very risky.
Yeah, I mean, you're opening up for a potential good matchup. Yep, I think this is the right call from Honor Life Esports. So you secured a really good mid pick and giving yourself the flexibility. So now, if...
It's mind games.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of bans towards support with like the Alistar and the Nautilus taken away. But now T1 are considering going for the Annie, which we've seen to have great effect into the Ahri. We'll see what they end up going for in the mid lane.
Another hover on Rakan.
If you find a good angle for it and get on top of the enemy team, the enemy can make huge impact, particularly into the Ahri. We've seen it just kind of the point-and-click CC, very good, and could just suffocate it with the ult. And now we see what T1 are going to do. Do they put the Kalista in the support role? Do they keep it 80 carry? Or do they take support? They are technically going into this blind. It could always be the Rel support, but I think they have to realistically eye up the scenario where it isn't.
Bard,
which I actually like a lot. You're into a Varus Jace, who are pretty immobile. You can make proactive plays on the map. You can set up and ult on top of them. And if you end up a little bit overextended, as Bards sometimes can do, you can just get ulted out to safety.
So now Delight has the final pick. I would imagine you don't necessarily want to play the Rel into this.
Oh, I love this.
But you could.
Yeah, I think
the Poppy for Peel.
I think the Poppy, you can flex it a jungle. Very good against Kalista and Lee Sin. It's a great pick for Peanut. You put the Rel in the support role, which into a Bard lane you're completely fine with. You're not going to have any troubles there. And yeah, I think for me, Honor Life Esports have come out with a really good draft. I think T1 have definitely made some sharp adaptations.
Draft. Certainly some interesting stuff here. Kalista Bard, you don't see every day. Also the Annie coming back in the mid lane.
Yeah, and the side of Honor Life Esports, so many good picks, specifically for them, and just good picks in general.
Yeah, feels very nice, this composition, how it's going to work together as we're ready to hop into the rift for game number 1.
T1, 하나, 둘, 셋. T1, fighting!
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을
HLE Esports, 하나, 둘, 셋. T1, fighting!
That Poppy skin looks like an Annie.
Oh.
Look at it.
Yeah, it does.
What? He did that on purpose.
Just so you get them mixed up.
Yeah, make my life a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Once it gets to team fights.
Imagine if you had to cast and you didn't have the health bars or the names. You just had to use the champions themselves. I think that would make it a little bit tricky.
Yeah. Imagine if the client was in a language you didn't understand and it was a game you had never played before. I've done that before.
That would seem like a hindrance.
Yeah. It's not easy. But it can make for some legendary casts. And
the early ward XP of the solo lane is there as well, and clear out that ward, denying some information away from T1, and Light should just be able to make his way down back to the bot side.
This is 13-0 on Aatrox.
Yeah, he's been playing this a lot. He has, you know, it's him and King who've really just played this champion a ton, and Zeus has been doing pretty good on it. Some decent win rates from HLE Esports picks as well, but nothing really comparing to that mammoth 13-0.
You know who really hates this champ right now? It's Chronicler. And it's because it is so strong, so tanky in team fights, and you're building full damage.
Dude, that annoys me so much. Just the fact that you're building lethality items and you're harder to kill than like an actual full tank. Just the healing you get. And the thing is, I understand if you get like a 5-man sweet spot Q3, I get it, you're going to heal a lot. But I feel like he won't even get the sweet spot, and he'll just like Q2 and he'll heal like 200 health or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
The champion just is so hard to kill for, like, you know, we call it glass cannon, but he's definitely not made of glass.
No. It's a very hard tempered glass,
like
perhaps.
A diamond cannon, you know?
Yeah. That doesn't seem very fair.
No.
But that's Aatrox.
Yeah.
Right now. So.
In a nutshell, that's why it's prioritized.
This is what I was talking about. I mean, you're put in this spot as HLE Esports. A bunch of junglers are banned away. T1 are using bans on stuff that aren't Poppy. You have the perfect comp for Poppy. And it's Peanut's favorite champ.
Yeah. I love that they just gave so much value to the Rel flex pick. They kind of saved it to the very end. And you could easily think that, you know, they saw 2 support bans from T1. You could easily think, oh yeah, they're going to put the Rel in the jungle. And then they just flip it around. I think a lot of value achieved from that. And also on red side, because typically we've seen teams always leaning the blue side when they have choice predominantly, and taking the opportunity and using that flexibility well on the red side. But so far, top lane, not going so hot for Doran.
You see even, he's got the, flash on in, Guma forced to use his cleanse, but that is going to be flash out of Delight and cleanse out of Viper as well in the trade. So T1 actually going to be feeling pretty good about the way that went.
Not the best trade. I do think there's a caveat because with Rel you have Hex Flash and also you can W over walls, so not a big deal. But this might be the payoff, is they're going for a dive.
Well, I guess this was the whole setup, and T1 are not feeling good about this anymore. Delight is going to take a bunch of damage, but it doesn't matter. It's first blood over to the side of Viper, as they were thinking multiple steps ahead. Nicely done from HLE Esports.
Sometimes you see a team being a summoner, and it might be like, 3 minutes later, they're down flash, you can do this. This was literally like 20 seconds later, instant capitalization. I love this setup, If that cleanse was available for Guma, it could have been a lot more scary to go for that dive, especially when you see how low Delight went, so...
No problem.
Yeah. Manages to get away. But yeah, good start. Really good start for the side of HLE Esports.
Yeah. You're going to get that early Dirk on Viper now, which is going to make...
Cannon. Never mind, it's over. GG.
It's over. Yeah, so, again, no cleanse. Makes this much easier.
Yeah, and Guma tries to position away from the tower there, but gets flipped by Delight close enough that Peanut could slam it into it. Because you don't want to be near the wall. That's the easiest place to get slammed. So he was trying to prevent it, but didn't really have great options there. Poppy just so good at diving towers in the side lanes.
Yeah. That is what Peanut is very good at. And Donor has done it a bunch as well.
He came back to lane just with a Dirk. Yeah. And Guma has Boots Dagger. Yeah, I think I know who's favored in that scenario.
It it's definitely the Varus. And Skull and Lethality is pretty obvious when Hail of Blades, and Guma going the lethal tempo and is maxing his E. So in terms of the poke war, should go pretty heavily in favor of Viper and Delight. They'll have a much easier time of this bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we saw them just get away with the magical portal, but any opportunity where you kind of get the CC laid on you, this Varus is so much burst. So capable of just one-shotting someone if you get some blight stacks down.
Yeah. Meanwhile, level 6 hit here for Faker. Owner just showing up just in case Zeka wasn't in a safe spot. Zeka gonna hit 6 himself. This is the way Annie always used to be played. You just drop bear on the person and just make them go back.
It's just you guarantee prior, you chunk them out. Really advantageous. Not sure about that one, Owner.
Yeah, that is a Poppy. It's pretty good into Lee Sin. Even gonna pick up this plant to help their health bars and maybe try to secure this early Drake. You have the support Rel, which isn't jungle, but you can still come over and do, you know, a smite on the dragon because you're Rel.
Yeah, you can definitely sink it, especially with the Varus as well. I feel like in terms of champions who are good at securing neutrals, the Rel Varus, honestly, even better than the Kalista, because the Kalista actually has to stack up spears, and they really don't. Oh.
Just do some burst. Zeka is going to be forced to Spirit Rush. Owner did use his Q, but no level 6 for him, and that's be the end of that. He does walk into stun range again, but he does have another charge of Essence as Faker thinking about it.
Yeah.
Flash Q, but no.
Thinking Flash Q auto, you know, did he have it? He was calculating, you know, running the numbers, run the 7 million outcomes in his head and decided against it.
So Owner maybe spotted getting in here. Either way, they knew that it was available and spotted doing the enemy red. Red-handed, you could say.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you would say that.
He would say it. It's the red buff. He wouldn't say it if it was the blue buff. Then he would say blue-handed.
Yeah, which wouldn't work. Oh my.
Yeah, and Peanut, level 6. I mean, he's thinking about it as well, at least trying to push him away. As we do have this passive picked up. There's the ult as well, but Owner going to be blocked. And the Steadfast Presence, really not sure why he's taking this fight at all.
Yeah, I'm
hoping that Faker gets there, but that did not work out for him.
Not sure what the game plan was there. You can obviously see Peanut wanted to keep Owner away from smiting the Raptor because he had no smite himself. But the extended fight, the fact that Owner was level 5 and also just dealing with all the shutdown that Poppy has just didn't end up going well.
Here comes Zeka. He does not have Spirit Rush, but he was there, and now he's not. And he's running away, and the timing for him, very unfortunate. Not going to see Keria, who's on a gank to try to get on top of Doran here, who might be forced to flash away, as the flash comes in from Zeus and does force it out. Doran will have to get away. Keria just with a cheeky gank at the top side.
You see that word? Look at that word that Doran just put down.
Not doing too much with that one.
Yeah, well, at least T1 won't expect the ward to be specifically there.
Yeah. He can see the enemy champions when they're close to him.
Yes.
Double lead.
Yes.
So,
you know, if someone was hanging between the towers, he would see them slightly earlier.
Yeah.
But now he has his Poppy just being a human ward.
Peanut was setting up for that, and he's gonna hit it. As let's see the damage into Owner. He's in a bit of trouble, can't dash away. Steadfast Presence does go down as flash on in from Peanut, and he is gonna pick it up. The kick comes out late, and Peanut just very casually picks up a kill, and now Zeka coming on in. Zeus in a bit of trouble. Faker's making his way over. The charm is down, but Faker not really able to help out too much in this, and now Zeus just left all alone. Zeka gonna pick up that kill, and HLE Esports with some big wins here in the early game. Now they're going for a bit more, as Guma doesn't have cleanse once again, is forced to flash away in the Q. It's going to land, and it's barely not enough damage.
So close, loving the aggression from Delight on these engage picks, always a treat to watch, but HLE Esports coming out really strong in the early game. Peanut just completely read Owner like a book in that situation and was so patient with the play.
Yeah, Peanut is all over the jungle right now. He picks up an early Knight's Vow as well. Going to be pretty valuable when it does come down to the later stages of the game if they do get dove on as well.
And Viper, 20 CS up, has a Ghost Blade already.
Yeah. Guess who's back? Back again. It's Peanut.
Oh man, he doesn't actually have smite, but they're looking for him.
Ooh, he's not going to get knocked on the wall, but it's still a good angle for the Darwin. Peanut just steals that one away with his ult. Might as well.
Man, this R5 Poppy getting all the value in this situation.
Yep.
Just again, he's just reading him so well. Counters the gank in the top lane, comes down, catches him on the red, has the backup of Zeka, and the power of this Ahri. Oh, Doran might be in trouble.
Yeah, Doran does not have his flash, so he's going to get stunned up against the wall, and they should be able to set this one up pretty easily. Not much recourse for him, as he'll do a bit of damage. But look at this, once again, now it's Guma, who's on the Krugs, just going to get isolated by himself.
Yeah, I think Doran pretty okay with that trade.
Sure.
Guma, I mean, this is the thing, like, I respect Carrier going for that play. I think going proactively and getting the pick on Doran, definitely nice, but HLE Esports, no hesitation in punishing on the other side of the map and getting a ton of value for it. Now, they are going to look for the return. There is a TP on Doran, and he might regret going for... Oh, he's going to immediately regret that.
Yeah.
He wishes to cancel.
The timing, very unfortunate, and he's dead. Not much you can do, except not TP in this case, and just identify, hey, well, I got a kill on the bottom side of the map. It's a free lane for Viper. Maybe I should just walk this one.
Yeah, not doing so great in the weak siding this game. I feel like people just kind of dying when the teams are focusing, but credit also, both teams doing a pretty good job of punishing. This is the replay of Guma. Was on a wall. I think he might have been spotted. Well, they knew the Krugs moved, so they knew he was there. And then gets spotted, gets locked up. Playing Kalista into Rel Poppy, very unfun, I think is safe to say. And that timing from Carrier just flawless.
It's one way to put it. And not very fun to get dove in the top lane. We've seen this about 8 times today, it feels like. As Bear comes down, Zeka in a bit of trouble and just gets flash incinerated. And he's dead.
Just got absolutely bopped there by Faker. And you know, Zeka's been moving out a fair bit, and Faker's kind of just been holding strong, picking up a lot of farm, got a pretty substantial chess lead. It feels like HLE Esports overall definitely have the edge.
Oh, yeah.
But we saw some cross-mapping going, but this mid matchup, you know, Faker has a 2-level lead on Zeka.
It's a bit of a problem. I'm not really sure how he managed that. Hits level 10 here.
잡았고 아리 노공이야. 아리 노공.
W flash there.
No ult is what he said for Ahri. And it's Chemtech Soul. Pretty unfortunate for HLE Esports. They got this early lead, and now, well, they've got some shields, I guess.
My bad.
And they have some tanky members that might be able to utilize it a little bit, but generally not going to be nearly as good.
Not so hot.
We talk about this every time, but it's pretty important, especially
In case
because
it's not
HLE
clear,
Esports have the 2 Drakes.
If it's not clear, we don't rate Chemtech Soul on this desk.
At all. Yeah, it's not very good.
So, if that wasn't apparent. Yeah, still a lead for HLE Esports, still an advantage for them. And I feel like Viper right now, really strong on this virus, so looking to see what they can do. They've obviously moved him towards mid.
Yeah.
His piercing arrow is he's now just hit level 9, so they're maxed. Yeah. Damage coming through is going to be very significant, and no one really has any armor on the side of T1, other than, you know, a Seeker's, played steel caps on Zeus. So, going to be doing a lot of damage to everyone.
Yeah. You got some armor on Carrier too, but at the end of the day, it's
a whole cloth armor?
Yeah. It's going to be built into a chain vest and then a item that has armor as well. But, you know, we talked about Faker's lead, but Viper's lead over Guma right now is even larger. And yes, there's a lead in the top side as well for the side of Zeus, but this lethality Varus, he might, like, we're reaching a scenario where maybe this lethality Varus just wins fights by himself with a couple of good Qs.
Yeah, and I mean, you even have the thing is, you have the Jace as well, but comps like this is you can kind of position in a way where as soon as you land the significant poke, Zeka can just go in and look to clean up. Like Zeka with a bit of engage from Delight, Peanut there as well. Like, you just land the poke and then you have the ability to kind of chase up and clean up the kills, get the momentum going. If the targets are low health before the fight, that just makes Ahri resets even more likely to come through.
Doran goes back, picks up his first item here against the Eclipse. And yeah, you mentioned the Jace is going to be in this one as well, so some pretty big long-range poke boom damage. About to grace us on the Rift.
Oh, Guma.
Yeah, bit of an angle here, as Owner might be caught in the crossfire. We do have teleports available, and that is going to be dodged this time from Guma. Also has cleanse, but the damage is already coming out here. The teleport is channeled by the both of them as they are trying to get on top of Viper, but the peeling is coming away. He's just sprinting away as far as he possibly can, and there's the peel, but Owner gets in, as he is going to take out the lethality Varus, and now Delight's in a bit of trouble. Double stun comes in from the side of Keria, and T1 are turning this fight around immediately. Down will go Doran, and one by one the dominoes fall. Peanuts should be able to keep themselves alive, but that's 3 kills for T1.
Yeah, T1 so quick to respond on the play. Unlike Esports looking for a pick there, but it ended up backfiring massively, turning into a full team fight with the double TP coming in. And yeah, really favorable there for T1. Picked up all those kills, shutting down the Varus. We'll see the replay coming out, and yeah, I think the problem was Viper went for this ult on Vision. If this is not on Vision, then I think he just catches Guma, but he saw it coming. And we see the play starts coming in. And then does Peanut just cancel his ult?
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure about that one. And Viper, he was so overextended, there was no way he was getting out.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you know, Guma's low, Zeus is low, but it doesn't matter because they already did the damage. They got the job done, and it's a 5v2 at the end of it all. So, bit of a respite here for the side of T1. They catch back up in terms of gold.
Yeah, it is that dragon in a minute, though.
So what?
I mean, it is when he can attack. You know, it's excuse to fight.
Yeah.
Unlike Esports looking to try and get some pressure on this mid-tower.
Oh, the charm and the chains. There is the Fate's call to save Keria.
That's why I was saying goodbye, because he was leaving Fate's call.
Yeah.
Not because I thought he was going to die. I knew the Callisto was there.
Yeah.
And I assume Life Esports did, just feeling they were happy to trade the Varus ult for that.
I would be. Varus ult is basically up again.
Yeah, it won't be too long.
It'll be up by the dragon fight, you would imagine.
And, you know, I feel like off the back of that play, Zeus got a decent amount of gold, and that's always concerning. You know, 13-0 and currently trying to get poised for that 14th.
Yeah.
But remember, they don't have TP now, so we're seeing him move over. T1 are trying to focus on mid-prio here as Life Esports are trying to get control of the river.
Banana brush control going the way of Life Esports, but look at T1 moving in together and getting some wards into that brush as well as over the wall. That control ward actually didn't get this ward, so he has to scan the bear.
Owner's on your team.
Zoning bear. Zoning them away.
You know,
it's just a total waste.
Sacrifice of Tibbers. Yeah, big cooldown unavailable now.
Yeah. Magical journey over the wall.
Hanwha, you could just go for the mid-tier 1. You don't have to fight this. It is just a Camtech Dragon. So Zeka's going to take mid-tier 1. And actually, T1 have backed away, taking some heavy poke here.
Yeah.
And this seems like the best scenario for Hanwha. I mean, look at the damage. It's literally just the poke. The Jace and the Varus doing everything. They don't even have to fight. They poke them off. They get mid-tier 1, and they get the Dragon. Big win for Life Esports.
It's just one of the basic rules of League of Legends is if the poke comp is sitting there in a passive positioning, poking you, and you're doing nothing, you will lose. You will fall behind, unless you eventually get some kind of engage, but you're going to lose those health bars as long as the poke can land, and that it did for the side of Life Esports. T1 elected to not fight over the Chemtech Drake, which, after the poke had landed, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I think also the Tibbers probably
and you know,
consideration.
Typically we always see like opportunity come out for Varus, but I actually really like the fact he's got Edge of Night Ghostblade, because it's actually kind of tricky for T1 to engage, because you have to kind of close the distance with Lee Sin and Annie, which isn't always easy. But the Edge of Night really makes it hard for Bard. He can't just ult you out of nowhere with that on top of you. And then the Ghostblade is also great for like kiting away from those situations, for running out of a Bard ult. He has Cleanse as well. So I think Viper just very much knowing he's already going to do a lot of damage, but now he's just going to be very hard to actually pin down and get an engage off. And I think T1 realized they didn't have the angle for it there.
Yeah. And look at this, Doran playing safely in the side lane. A good sight to see, as he now has Peanut over there with him. Or actually, that is Delight. See a lot of jungle rel nowadays. And he'll be fine. just farming it out. It doesn't look like either team wants to make a big maneuver before this next Drake does come out.
Yeah, I'm so concerned just for Guma and his impact in this game. He is not looking so hot in the item department at the moment, and I'm sure he's got some gold saved up. He has just back now bought a BF sword, but still, he's behind quite substantially. And you know, kind of times before we've seen T1 manage to teamfight their way out of a deficit. They're not even that far behind in gold. I just think how the compositions interact is going to be a challenge to have to solve.
Yeah, especially when you're going to be hitting a front line that is a Rel, who is naturally tanky, and a Poppy, who goes for Knight's Vow and Thornmail, which is kind of the flavor of the month builds.
Yep.
When you're going up against a lot of AD. And outside of the burst from the Annie, it's basically all AD. So I think it's all right in this case. We're not huge fans of the Thornmail, but
no, I think the especially since Frozen Heart got nerfed a bit, it's still a very high armor item. Even if you're not getting like the most value, there's still like a decent amount of healing on the side of T1.
Yeah. Sundered Sky.
Yeah, and just Lee Sin in general is healing his kit. Aatrox to Callisto with the Blade of the Rune King.
I guess in this game it's probably actually
it's not valueless, but I think just the stats are the main thing you're picking out for.
Yep, 70 armor. Feeling pretty good about that. Also in Merc Treads, he's up to 221 armor total at this point in time already, so that early game domination from Peanut is really going to help him out.
Yeah, and obviously when you get low HP as well, you get the boost from your W, so Poppy, I think safe to say, kind of hard to kill.
That is the way it goes. And we talked about how difficult it is to get on top of Viper in general with his itemization, but just the fact that Poppy exists, you know, like if it's very telegraphed if you're throwing a sealed fate into them and they're running straight at you.
Yeah.
You just swing your hammer around and you say, okay, come on in. At least two of you, maybe even more.
Yeah, just don't
are
cancel
be knocked
this
away.
time. Yeah, you know.
Maybe it was like a weird interaction. I saw like the kick was on cooldown from Owner. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
It looks like he canceled it.
Yeah. I didn't see anything come out that I thought would cancel it, but who knows? Oh!
Edge of Night down!
Oh no! What will he do for the next 30, 40 seconds?
Well, which is it? 30 or 40?
I think it's...
Now it's a quiz show.
Oh no.
I think it's 30.
I think it could be 40.
It's already halfway gone.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Does he have an Ingenious?
Why are you putting me on the spot? I don't know. This is why it gets so
There's
complicated.
nothing else happening.
It gets so complicated, you know?
Yeah.
Cosmic
what is the
Insight
exact
also?
cooldown?
I just have Cosmic Insight. Where am I? This is too much.
All right, it's back. That was about 30 seconds.
Let's never question the cooldown again. We're just gonna blind faith, you know?
Yeah. Around 30 to 40 seconds. I think it was less, though.
That's what I said. Let's just stick with that.
Yeah.
You know? Why do we have to change?
I'm going to say 24.7 seconds.
Let's say 33.33.
All right.
Recurring.
Repeating, of course. Yeah.
Repeating, of course, yeah.
Maybe the desk can help us out. Space. HLE Esports, they have a chokehold on this river as we get the zoom out. T1 have really no entry into this. There's no flank wards, nothing.
It is Soul, not the highest priority, but definitely not something you want to give out for free. And with Baron now up and available, a one-team fight here could mean so much more. HLE Esports will get mid-prio and have firm control over the river. So my question is, how are T1 going to approach this?
I mean, can they? Like, they got to do something, but they're not even getting in the river. Unfortunate angle on the Q there. But yeah, this is just gone. As Carry is just going to face tank and Fate's Call out. And that's Chemtech Soul.
Yep.
And now you're really not killing Poppy. And you're probably not killing Delight either.
Yeah, when Poppy gets low, she will just kind of go in mortal mode. But still, not the most impactful Soul. We've said this enough times, but I think HLE Esports definitely upset that they kind of rolled low on the Soul dice there. But still, just set the Elder timer in motion. And I think T1, like, the gold isn't that far apart. They have strong picks on the team. They have a fed Aatrox. They have this strong Annie. But they're just still struggling, really, with even how to approach the situation.
Yeah. They really haven't found any angle ever since, like, that one fight. As maybe this is an angle. Doran a bit out of position. The Q is going to miss, as is that one. But maybe just brute force will get the job done, and that it will. That's a kill for Zeus. as he flashes on top of Doran.
Yeah, good capitalization. Doran just a little bit overextended there. And ends up getting taken down. Not sure they'll be able to carry it.
Oh. Well, you can take another try, I guess, or you might just get CC'd 100-0. So
yeah, no Fate's call that time around.
It's the end of that, and now Faker, he's not looking too good in this spot. As 4v1, HLE Esports get 2 picks, and now they're going to start up the Baron.
And I think that's just Baron gone, because you have Doran to TP in if you need, but, you know, Ona's so far away. Guma and Zeus are just pushing towers. I'm not sure. They look like they might be coming over to contest, but it's difficult odds. If HLE Esports really want, they could just TP in Doran.
And they don't have control of the banana brush.
Oh my lord.
Most important thing.
How can they handle this?
Especially while Onx is casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no entry. And unfortunately for T1, sitting around and doing nothing isn't exactly going to work eventually. Like, there's no time where it's like, oh boy, Annie hit 30 minutes. Like, now she's going to take over the game. Like, Aatrox is a bit of a threat, of course, but...
Yeah, I mean, the game's still in arm's length. It's just composition interactions are struggling here. Doran dodges the Sonic Wave. Then,
little pick on a Doran, but he is surprisingly tanky.
Yeah, the replay was a pick on a Doran. That was also an attempted pick on a Doran.
He's really embraced his role on this team as the punching bag. just sit there, absorb all the energy.
So different
all
from
the pressure.
On Gen G. Yeah. What a change, you know?
It's just hanging out, saying, come at me, bros.
Well, actually, it's come at me T1s, bros.
Wrong matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny how Carrie is like, oh, you grounded me? I can just go through again. And then he just doesn't get to move, like, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And now, Carria is dead. Fate's Call. Just kidding. Owner also getting in there. Now we have a flank from Zeus. This is a very nice flank. He's going to force the flash out of Viper, but the follow-up from Delight might be enough as the double knockup comes in. They don't quite take out Zeus, though, and now Viper is all alone. He does have Doran coming on in, and Zeus is just going 1v5 on the top side, but he eventually does get taken out, as you would imagine. Even Aatrox not OP enough to win that one. HLE Esports a bit shaky, but still a very favorable trade for them.
Yeah, Delight and Peanut just bounce housing both Owner and Zeus there. There was just nothing they could actually do. Just really, they found a good angle, but you saw Viper flash away and then Ghostblade and just run as fast as he can. Faker try to catch him out, but the peel came in, and then he even on the back end snipes Carrier. So that looked like the good attempt, the best attempt from T1. They found a flank, they found an approach, and then it all just kind of backfired.
Yeah. Still mind-blowing to me that Peanut got his hands on Poppy in this game.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about that right now. He's just totally taking it over.
And yeah, the angle's good here, but we kind of see Viper, look how fast he is with the Ghostblade just running. And then we get this just, they don't get to play the game.
Yeah.
Ona and Zeus. And we see the top of the fight going pretty unfavorably. They do see Zeka go down, Zeus catches him, but then Viper also snipes Carrier. And Zeus is trying, man, he's doing his best.
Yeah.
He really does not want to tarnish his Aatrox record, but it's looking like that might be what happens out of this game.
Yeah, it's looking pretty likely. It is the Zeus stripe, not surprising at all, given the way this game has played out. And
man, look at the Poppy items now, by the way.
Yeah, you're not killing this guy. It's not happening.
It's pretty oppressive. It's pretty ridiculous.
Peanut would have to get caught like 1v5 in order to die at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we say he's not going to die if he made a huge mistake, sure, but...
And I just find it funny that the 0 for Jace is second highest damage. You know?
Yeah.
That's the champ in a nutshell. Oh.
Uh-oh.
No.
Just a little bit of burst.
Yep. Not a ton of damage. Just enough. Yeah. Send a message. And with Elder in 45 seconds, I think the problem really now is that moment there where Ona walked up to that brush, that's the closest I've seen anyone on T1 get to the dragon in the last couple of minutes.
It's been a struggle.
Yeah.
Carrier took the shortest magical journey of all time over that tiny ward. Zeus, he's hiding on bush. They don't know he's here. And, well, he's going to get that Banshee Veil out. Zeka is going to run away from this one.
Yeah, he's like waiting for someone to come by, and it's like, not Peanut. Anyone but Peanut. Really not the Poppy. And then Zeka comes over, he's like, okay, I'll hit that a little bit.
Yeah.
you know, I thought maybe Ono was going to get up to that brush, but no, apparently not.
It's just not happening, and they know the angle of attack too, which makes the poke even more deadly, because it's so easy to hit when they're all just running at you on the same angle, you know? And Tower Life Esports, again, so cold on this one. They're going to get the charm on a Zeus as once again the CC Castle comes in. Zeus is going to get sealed fate and tries to go over the wall, but immediately denied by Peanut the Poppy. Once again, more value. A splash on in. That should be the end of this one. Carria going to get wiped up as well. The charm before the disengage cone as well to not get Faker out. And it won't be an ace, but it is going to be a very clean victory to the side of Hanwha Life Esports. They've got away with the bottom lane, and they will look to end.
Yeah, just a great setup. You know, they cleared out all the vision. They forced T1 to come into them, landed the poke, got the engage onto the Aatrox, and cleaned up from there. I feel like this has been such a good game for Hanwha Life Esports, and people questioned.
Oh boy.
Didn't question that. People questioned, you know, can Hanwha Life Esports challenge T1? Is the gap between 2 and 3 that big? And the answer is no.
At the moment, certainly not, since Hanwha Life Esports is going to take a very dominant win in game number 1. And